Hello, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. Today is the beginning of round 2, episode 3 of Jokes on Me. I will link the entire playlist down below if you're not caught up on the game. Feel free to go all the way back to the beginning or just start at the beginning of this round, or honestly, you can watch this and be just fine. I did already do my rolls, so I'll go ahead and show you those, and then I'm gonna come back right here and show you the books that I have chosen. Okay, this is technically round 2, episode 3. We are currently trying to get back to the lowest rated spot here, and I'm only one spot ahead of that here at where we left off, reread random number. So that's where we're headed from. I stacked the cards, and off we go for 3 flips. This makes me so nervous every time, just so you guys know. Like, I get so anxious when I'm about to get these prompts. A 3, which means I do all 3 of the next prompts. So I'm gonna get recent purchase, finish a series, and least popular. So we've got 3 books already here. A Jack means I unhaul a book. And a 6, I split 3 and 3, so I go 1, 2, 3. I will do repeat author, and then I'll go 1, 2, 3 again, and do book club. So I have 5 books. I just flipped 5 books, and then I will still do a my choice book. So I need to go figure out what all of these are going to be. So it appears that this is going to be a nice, chunky, productive round with 6 books being in this vlog. So let's just get to it. Firstly, for recent purchase, this was a book that was actually gifted to me for the holiday season. I was in like a Secret Santa little thing, and Danielle from Danielle Reads got me, and she got me The Devil's Own Duke by Lenora Bell. I'm very excited to be able to work in a historical romance, so I'm hoping to love this one. And then I got Finish a Series again, which we know that last time I got Finish a Series, I was like, I'm not close to finishing any series. And so this might be bending it a little bit because I'm not 100% sure that the series is complete, but I haven't heard any news of like a next book. So I'm choosing Well Traveled by Jen DeLuca. This is the 4th book in the Well Met series. I really enjoy the setting of these books because they're always set at like a Renaissance fair festival, and there's only one book in the series so far that I really didn't like because I didn't enjoy the trope, but I think that I'm gonna enjoy the trope that is happening in this one. Then for least popular, I'm actually gonna be reading an ARC that I didn't realize at the time was actually a self-published book, and it's also been sitting in my NetGalley for like quite some time, and that is The Unexpected Fall by Anna Salcedo. So I'll be able to work on my NetGalley ratio by getting through that one. Then for repeat author, I recently, with Martine, read I Was Born for This, and so to get to another Alice Oseman, Martine will read this with me. We'll be reading This Winter by Alice Oseman. I am willing to bet that we will do another live show reading this live. So if that happened, I will go ahead and link it down below. We did it with the other like novella length Alice Oseman. So that's in my predictions. Then for book club, I'm very happy to get this opportunity because I have been wanting to participate in the Mending Hearts book club hosted by Stasia from Reader C and Rylan from Reading with Rylan. And this month they picked a Tessa Bailey, which Tessa Bailey is like one of my favorite authors. And so we will be reading Happenstance by Tessa Bailey. And then I'm choosing to be very chaotic with my choice book because I just feel like it's time. And so you guys are all gonna roll your eyes at me that this is being read as a my choice and not like because a prompt is making me. But I'm gonna read Jade City by Fonda Lee, or reread Jade City, so that this time I can complete the trilogy. Actually, I think there's a novella now too, so it's like 3 full-length books and a novella. But this is my choice. So let's just get into how all of this reading is going to go. No idea what I'm starting first. I grabbed my unhaul options, and I feel like this is just getting it increasingly harder to unhaul off of my TBR, but it is really making me think about like, why have I held on to some of these for so long? So here's what I grabbed off my TBR stack. I am going to unhaul Pretty Little Wife by Darby Kane. I just think for me personally, like thrillers are such fleeting recommendations that at this point I can't even tell you what this is about, and there's so many more new thrillers that have came out since then that I would just gravitate towards picking up more than this. And then from my red shelf I grabbed, actually this was a shelf this book club, I believe Sarah from Sarah's Shelves picked this, but it's like a literary that I don't think I would ever have the desire to reread, so I'm going to unhaul If Only I Could Tell You by Hannah Beckerman. So there's the unhauling that I need to do for this episode. Today is the day me and Martine are reading This Winter by Alice Oseman. My copy's downstairs, I need to grab it. But in about an hour here, we are doing a live show to read the entire book. It's like a 100-page book. We did this same thing when we read Nick and Charlie, which is also like a short novella. So it should be fun. I do read slower than Martine, so last time it was definitely like she was finishing whatever pages we were reading and then just waiting for me, but I'm cool with that. But I am excited to spend a little bit of time with her this afternoon and get to read another Alice Oseman. I'll check in with final thoughts. I definitely probably won't check in throughout that live show, but if you want to go and watch it, you can like skip when we're reading and just get our thoughts between sections, or if you want to go back and watch it and read it along with us, that would be fun. So I will link that live show down below. I did end up giving This Winter 4 stars. I think this novella lacked in plot, but I just love the characters and Alice's writing so much. Hello. Today I did some reading sprints on my channel, technically for like the Shelf This Book Club on our off month, and I've gotten about 100 pages into Jade City. This is a reread for me, but I'm pretty excited about it. At this point, I feel like we have just been like finally introduced to like all of our main characters, or most of them, so I'm excited to like get back into the story of where the plot goes. The book is shorter than I remember. It is only 495 pages. Only, it's still a long fantasy book, but also the way the paperback is set up, like there's a lot of words on a page. So that's the progress happening around here. I'll check in when I make significant progress in that, or again, I'm reading like multiple things at once right now. So if I make progress on anything, you'll know. I'm over halfway in Jade City now, so I thought I would check in. I'm actually closer to probably like 3/5 of the way through, but there's something that happens at about this point in this book that has now happened, so I feel like it's a turning point for the story. I don't have much to say as a reread, like I am enjoying it again, but as I read this, all I'm thinking is like, I'm doing this to be able to read the rest of the series. So it's an enjoyable time. Obviously, in a big chunky fantasy book like this, there's things I forget. I don't remember everything that happens here. And so yes, still working my way through it. Hello, happy Saturday. Should I call myself out on what day it is? It is Saturday, February 25th, I believe. And I have finished Jade City, and that was once again a 5-star. I really think that that book is like almost perfect in terms of fantasy for me. I love all of the characters. I think they're so well done, and I also think that like the magic that is happening in this book, like the fantasy elements, are very understandable, which is great for me. So once again, a 5-star. I am a little nervous for when I do start Jade War, because I typically don't like war times in fantasy books, but also like there's like basically war in Jade City too, so I don't know how that escalates necessarily in Jade War. But what I'm working on now is Happenstance by Tessa Bailey. I am probably about a third of the way through. I'm at like just about 100 pages, and this is spicy and I'm really enjoying it. So this is probably going to be like majority of my weekend. Maybe I can finish it today. We do have a wedding we're going to tonight, but yeah, this is my lazy Saturday read for today. You have missed some things, kind of. It is Monday night now, and if you didn't see my Monday video from last week, yesterday I did a Sunday reset, so I didn't check into this vlog at all, but I did finish Happenstance by Tessa Bailey. I did give this 4 stars. Overall, I don't think this is like good, but I had a really fun time. I do think that the boys involved, this is like a, I want to say throuple, but it's 4 people. 1 girl, 3 guys situation, as I would like to call it, the brother husbands. But I think that the main character, the girl character, Elise, was really boring and bland, and I don't know why or how she got these 3 guys to like her, but the guys were really interesting and the steam was fun. I will say there obviously were some things in this that I'm not personally like into, but it was a fun time. So again, 4 stars to that. And not only that, I got like majority of the way through, of course I didn't bring it up here, The Devil's Own Duke by Lenora Bell. I have like an hour of that left to finish tonight because I also had a doctor's appointment this morning and like read in the waiting room, you know? And so it is February 27th, so I have today and tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to cram some things in to finish by the end of the month. I have no reason to need to do this, but I feel compelled to. So I would like to finish The Devil's Own Duke. I'm still in the middle of The Unexpected Fall by Anna Salcedo. That might be wrong, don't quote me on that. And then read the entirety of Well Traveled by Jen DeLuca. Can I do that in 2 nights? Chris said he would allow me the reading time, so wish me luck. I'm gonna try. It is now 7 p.m. usually my bedtime, but I just finished The Devil's Own Duke by Lenora Bell, and I decided to give this 5 stars. I think it was like right book, right time. I read this so fast, and I just always crave a historical romance like this. This is kind of like a wallflower and bad boy trope situation, and they do wind up married as like kind of an arranged marriage, and then obviously the feelings. And it gave me feelings, and I really liked like our main female character had some entrepreneurial, well, I can't say that right, so I'm not even gonna try again, spirit, and like finding out that the bad boy character is obviously better than his reputation presumes. And yeah, honestly, this is probably like a 4 star, but I'm giving it 5 because it felt right in this moment. There's chaos happening in my house. Mabel's definitely not sleeping, and Chris is getting out of the shower. He's probably about to interrupt me. But from one purple book to the next, I am now going to start Well Traveled by Jen DeLuca. I'm saving my bath for when I get really sleepy, so then I'll get in the bath and that'll keep me awake. But I'm excited to start this and see like what my pace is going to be, to see if finishing it is realistic. Okay, it is now the evening of the 28th, so I am still rushing to try to finish these books, and I did just also finish The Unexpected Fall, and I think I'm landing on a 3 star. It's probably like a low 3 star, mostly because I think this was just too long, and it's also a pretty generic story, but I had like an okay time reading it. Like, it was a decent story. I liked the romance. It is like a dislike to lovers. I don't want to call it enemies. It's more of like a misunderstanding situation, and only our main female character, I think, dislikes the male character in the beginning. And it's also an office setting, which again is used a lot. And I also just found like the office and the whole book kind of centers around music. Like, they are working for like a producing company, and they also both like to make music, and they're making music together, and that's not really anything I'm interested in. I found that aspect a little bit cheesy, and so those are kind of my negatives, but overall I did think that the romance ended up being cute. I do like the family dynamics in this book, and once it got spicy, the spicy scenes were pretty good. So like I said, 3 stars. Also, this was a NetGalley book. I haven't written a review yet because I obviously want to still try to finish Well Traveled tonight. I only have like 2 hours left of that, and so I'm about halfway, and I'm really enjoying that one. I do just love the setting of that whole series at the Renaissance Fair, and so I'll give full thoughts and feelings on that once I finish, hopefully tonight. I probably won't update you till tomorrow because once I finish that, I will probably immediately go to sleep, but then I will tell you my thoughts on that and kind of wrap up this vlog. So I did finish Well Traveled on time, which means I successfully crammed like 5 books into the last 2 days of the month. I also completed an audiobook that was not talked about in this vlog, but I ended up really enjoying this one. I'm happy to say that I think the only book in this series that hasn't worked for me was the catfishing one, and I am counting this as a completed series because I have no idea if there's going to be more or not. There hasn't been like news of any more, so I'm counting it. Did I say that I gave this 4 stars? I ended up giving it 4 stars. But so that completes this episode of Jokes on Me. This was round 2, episode 3, correct? So onward I go. I'm always excited to do my next rolls and continue and hopefully earn a reward again soon. But thank you so much for spending some time with me this week, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.